Been there, the Drury Inn Indianapolis Northeast Review.
Checked into Drury Inn Indy, felt the welcome right away. A pleasant room and friendly staff helped me get on with my day. That free kickback in the evening was a really nice surprise. Everything was so convenient, couldn't ask for better ties. So if you're staying in the city, it's the best you're gonna find. The Drury Inn in Indianapolis is the one to keep in mind.
We spent 4 days at the Drury Inn Indianapolis Northeast. It's the first time we stayed at Drury Inn. We've heard many good things from them. It was a very nice, as you can tell, modern, clean hotel. Receptionists were friendly. All staff was friendly and helpful. It was really just a great experience, a very clean hotel. This is a look at their business center, which had internet and some different accommodations for printing. Here's a map of Indianapolis. And through here, they have an ATM for your convenience. And they had their market store where they had a lot of snack items along with hotel items you may have forgotten and could use, like razors and toothbrushes and stuff. Here is a price list from the market. And they had affordable food, snacks, wine, beer, ice cream. As you can tell here, they have the ice cream and the soft drinks and juices here. And here they had some of the alcohol and water. Here's where you could fill up your water bottle for free. They had a nice filter here. The pool is really an exceptional place. It was a indoor-outdoor pool with a hot tub. And you could go underneath the partition here. And it could be inclement outside. And it would still be a constant temperature. Again, here's another view of the pool. It's closed right now because they are working on it, but they had ample towels for everyone, a nice clean bathroom in there. So it was really just plenty of seating. It was just a fun place to take the family. The kids would call it a water park, and they love to go there after we go out and do something during the day. So it was a place we visited every single day, and the kids spent a lot of time there. Here's the fitness center, which had some pretty modern equipment, to be honest with you. It had some treadmills, it had some elliptical machines. Not much in terms of heavy weights or anything, but perfect for whatever you need away from the house. Now here's the popcorn machine. Unfortunately, it was early in the morning when I videotaped this, but they had popcorn in the afternoon and the evening for the guests, and the staff would happily give it to my kids, and they absolutely loved that part of it. They definitely had a beautiful lobby. A lot of cool artwork and such. Here they had, obviously, television with weather and such. They had sofa, some comfortable chairs, a really nice fireplace, and just some really nice decorations. These pictures are really cool. They were kind of like History of Indianapolis type pictures. So it was kind of fun to see that it was tied into the hotel. It was cool to see how they incorporated the locations. My son's pointing out this is a street we had driven on to go to the Indianapolis Zoo earlier in the day. Here's another picture of downtown Indianapolis, very old one. And there was a couple, but here's another one where they had trolley cars, so it's pretty neat. Downstairs is pretty basic. They had a women's and men's bathroom and what you'd expect in a lobby. My son liked taking those stairs that were on the other side of this. Now, the lighting and the decorations in the hotel all seem to be pretty classy, pretty modern and nice. Not really minimalist in any means, but really kind of classy. The value for the hotel was the underlying feature. You get a breakfast, you get a dinner that varies, and the menu's online. So it's just quite an experience to be able to do this. As we're walking down to breakfast here, you can see kind of the look of the hotel. It's got some nice wood doors, decent lighting, some decent wallpaper, kind of what you would expect for carpet and stuff like that. Just not, something that's probably easier to clean than a solid color and has a nice kind of modernish design. Same thing here where we wait for the elevators. Here it is. Hello. Hi. Hi. So they have wonderful breakfasts, wonderful kickbacks, which are kind of like dinners at night. This is us in the early morning getting a bite to eat. We had gone here every morning. They have similar things each morning, but they're not exactly the same. They're all pretty good. Let me walk you through it. So here we have a waffle maker. They have the ingredients there, and then they have some smaller waffles, bigger waffles, the syrup, milk and cereal. They also have bagels, toast, and all the condiments and stuff you'd want with those. They have good gravy and oatmeal, yogurts, eggs, coffee station, juice station. So basically everything you really want for a breakfast they have. It's all complimentary with your room. They have ample silverware and things like that. This is kind of a typical breakfast they have, though. They would have sausage patties each morning. They would also have scrambled eggs, and with scrambled eggs, they would often have either a mixture of veggies or a mixture of meat, as you'll see here. They were all well stocked. As soon as we get low, they would come back out and fill it back up, which became a real convenience. Here I am making a complete mess of this, but it was good food. Moving on from here, they had the biscuits and gravy. And the biscuits were pretty good. Oh, here are the hash browns. They were seasoned, slightly spicy, but they were really good. My little 5-year-old absolutely loved them. And here were the buttermilk biscuits, and you could make biscuits and gravy out of these. They were all pretty decent quality for, what you'd expect with a complimentary breakfast from a hotel. So Drury was an A+ in many different ways, and this was definitely one of them. It got us all going in the morning. There's a little bit for everyone in the family. Again, the yogurt and the eggs are here. And it's just really convenient to have. I believe it was in the morning from like 7 to 9:30. But very convenient food. There's the gravy. Got to make myself a biscuits and gravy here. So these are just some of the things they have there. The dinners, they didn't call them dinner, but they were kickbacks. And you would get a drink ticket for each adult that covered 3 adult beverages, so 3 beers or wines or mixed drinks per day, which is quite a bit. Ended up, sometimes we would just take those back to the room because we want to overindulge at dinner. The tables were fine. That's where you can get your accessories for your coffee. Obviously, a pop machine, which my son really liked. And this is kind of the typical breakfast: a little cereal, little eggs, waffles. And there's what I had. TJ will tell you about his favorite feature here at the Drury Inn. What is it?
So there's unlimited pop, Coca-Cola.
Show us how that works.
So we can get more. Yeah, and also unlimited for doing breakfast and dinner.
Yep, breakfast and dinner as well. Very nice. So our room is a queen suite. It really is a very convenient room. We have this sofa and chair and dining table and desk with desk chair. This is all just a great kind of living space for the 4 days we were here. Very comfortable, very convenient, decent sized television, just all around really nice and very clean. So that was definitely a perk for this place. Here we have just a basic sink, convenient to wash your hands and such and get waters and things there. It's got a coffee maker, ice maker, just the usuals you would find. Down here we have a mini fridge, and it worked fine. We actually had a wine cooler mini fridge when we arrived, and it was very warm. Here's a basic microwave. But we had a wine cooler fridge, and it was a little warm, and my wife went down the front desk. Within 5 minutes, they replaced it with this one right here, and so just very helpful staff, very good all around. There's 2 thermostats in this place. This room stayed a little warmer. I tried to keep it cool at 66, and it really just kind of stayed about 73. The bedroom has a separate thermostat that works better. This is another look at the drawers and the little tables and just sort of the layout of the living room. Now, there are a lot of USB plugins and regular plugins here, and they came in conveniently with myself and my children and my wife. We have a lot of electronic devices, and it just makes it so much easier to charge when we have multiple outlets like this. So it's kind of cool to have a room where you walk in and there's just space to live in. So if kids are taking a nap or someone's resting, there's also room to go in. Here's just the 2 queen beds. They were comfortable. They had decent mattresses. Here's the thermostat I was telling you about. This is Eddie. Eddie is enjoying himself here in Indianapolis. And so I don't know what's going on here. Looks like Eddie got a hold of the camera. Of course Eddie did. There's TJ getting in here. Anyways, back to our real review. Here's the room. Couple queen beds here. They were comfortable beds. Nice door. There was kind of a good sound barrier. The kids could be out there in the morning if I slept in a little bit, which was always a bonus. Thank you to my wife for allowing that. There's always some nice artwork here. Nice headboards. Again, convenient USB chargers, some lamps that were pretty conveniently located. This is just a basic air-conditioned heating unit they have in it, but what you'd expect at a hotel. Right here was a nice closet that we could use, and honestly, we used it to dry off our swimsuits and stuff just so that it wasn't in the way, and it worked just fine. They even have a complimentary fan, and up top here they have some bedding and stuff for the pull-out couch. It's in the other room, so that's why it's not in the shot. Kind of a basic bathroom, but it was nice. Nice big mirror, sink. It had kind of a marble-ish look and feel to it, even though, or maybe granite type of feel to it. Even though it wasn't the best high-end quality, it was very, very nice and very much what you would need. Kind of a basic shower, but it did have a rainfall faucet there, so that does feel kind of nice. Water pressure was adequate. It had body wash, shampoo, and conditioner, so we didn't even have to use the things we had brought. And it had also a lot of good, nice artwork around. And here's where the business gets taken care of. Just a nice American standard. Yeah, I don't know what this door was for. It was kind of interesting because right on this side of the door was the stair, so it wouldn't be an adjoining room. But maybe it's where they would keep supplies and such. But I tried my key card and stuff. It did not work getting in there. But again, a tremendous value for what you get here. Here's a look out at our view from the Drury, from our 4th floor balcony here. You can see that there's a decent amount of traffic. We were just northeast of the city, but it was kind of a prime location for getting around. So I would definitely recommend this hotel to anyone. We are going to try other Drurys in other parts of the country because of how pleased we were with our visit.